Hey, it's Tony again with Type 5. I'm out here doing some fall leaf cleanup, and I wanted to give you an update on how these arborvitaes are doing. So let's go check them out. Now, I planted these trees about a year ago in July, and it's currently November of 2023. So I wanted to show a little bit of progress on their growth and some things that you might want to watch out as your own trees are growing. These, of course, are emerald green arborvitaes. I planted them in this area because I don't want them to get too wide or too crazy tall, and so they'll serve me for a really good purpose along this fence line. Now, in the course of a year, these specific trees haven't really grown a whole lot. Emerald greens will grow about 6 to 12 inches per year, but newly planted trees grow in stages. So you may have heard of this phrase, but trees will grow in 3 steps. The first step is when you initially plant them, they'll sleep. All right, so I planted these a year ago, and for that whole first year, they're going to be establishing their roots. They're going to be growing down, not up, because they need a good root base to gather up all of those nutrients before they can start to grow. And then the second year is when they'll start to creep. So you may actually see a few inches of growth depending on your species. If they're a slow growing tree, they're going to grow on the slower side of things. If they're a fast growing tree, they might grow faster. So that second year, they're going to creep. Now, I'm about a year and 4 months into these, so they're still in that sleep creep phase. These might have grown an inch or two, but really they haven't grown a whole lot. Whereas my green giants over here, I'll show you in a second, have actually grown a little bit. And then for that third phase, remember, they sleep, they creep. That third year is when they're going to leap. Once they've established that root base, they will reach their full potential and will be able to grow their max distance each year. So emerald greens will grow about 6 to 12 inches per year with a max height of 10 to 15 feet, and they'll get about 3 to 4 feet wide. These are about 7 foot tall right now, and like I said, they've only maybe grown an inch. I might have seen a little bit of width growth as well. And you'll notice, because the temperatures are cooling down, that they're starting to go into their hibernation phase. So the inside of these arborvitaes will start dropping some leaves. That's perfectly normal, okay? So that's to be expected. Some of these trees here have done better than others. None of them are completely dead. They're all doing pretty well. This tree, unfortunately, had lost a branch over last winter season. So you can see there's kind of some bare spot there. I may replace that tree in the upcoming season or two, but because these front rows are going to fill in, I might just let that grow because the top there is still pretty good. And then over here on the side, I've shown this in previous videos. This is my kind of scraggler tree. It is barely hanging on. It was the one that was in the worst condition when I planted all of these trees. And really, once one of these main branches die off, it's not going to come back. So you could cut it off. I already cut one off here. You know, I probably need to cut this one off, but the rest is barely hanging on. Again, I may uproot that one and replant another in its space. But every tree here is growing really well. I've had it on an irrigation system for about 10 gallons of water per week. And then in the spring and the summer, I'm going to be applying an application of plant tone fertilizer. Here I have one of these Scott's Wizz sprayers. I've gone ahead and set it to 5, and I like that it's battery powered, and I can just really quickly go around the base of all of these trees. I would recommend doing that during a time where it's going to rain, or follow it up by watering that fertilizer in. So after I make this video, I'm going to go around all of these trees here in November and water those in. And hopefully that'll help with that root growth preparation going into winter. All right, now I wanted to finish off going over here to my green giants. Okay, I have a very nice large privacy fence going around my whole backyard that are established green giants, but I did some renovations here in the backyard and it left this back corner open, so we planted a few more green giants in this back corner here. And they originally started out last year about 4 feet tall. Okay, so that would be somewhere around here. In the course of the year, they've grown up to be 7 feet tall. You can see the top here is almost completely out of my reach, and I'm 6 foot with a long arm here. So these green giants, again, they can grow about 3 feet per year, and they're doing really well in this back area. They can grow to be at a max of about 50, even 60 feet tall. You can see these in my backyard have gotten very tall, and they grow about 12 to 20 feet wide. So if you're planting green giants, you want to make sure that you give them enough space to grow. Plant them within your property line, unless your neighbors are wanting to share those trees. Okay, and I'm going to use the same plant tone fertilizer that I am on these emerald green arborvitaes as I will over there on those green giants. So if you found this video helpful, feel free to give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more tips and tricks like this in the future. Well, that's going to do it for today's video. Hopefully I'll see you all on the next one.